And a good evening to you. Welcome to Berkshire Jazz. You're listening to WTBR 89.7 FM in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. This is Phil Tooney, your host, and for the next 2 hours, we'll be listening to some great American jazz. Some from Lady Day, some from Elmo Hope, Miles Davis, Kenny Burrell, Herbie Hancock, just to mention a few. We're going to get into the Blue Note series, which a compilation which contains many of their recorded jazz stars. Blue Note was a great jazz label. In fact, a week or two ago, I played some music from Sonny Stitt. I think it was called The Last Session. It was recorded just a month or two before he passed away, rather suddenly, from cancer. I mean, he had cancer for a while, but was playing right along, and not too many people, I guess, were aware of how sick he was. Well, this particular release was recorded a couple years before that, 1981, but the title is kind of telling. The title is Just in Case You Forgot How Bad He Really Was, and that's Sonny Stitt here. We'll listen to 3 tunes on this 1981 album. Everything Happens to Me, The Night Has 1,000 Eyes, and a tune entitled Laura. Joining Sonny Stitt on alto and tenor sax, it'll be Robbie Cole on alto sax, John Handy on tenor and alto, Cedar Walton on piano, Herbie Lewis on bass, Billy Higgins on drums, and Bobby Hutcherson on vibes. Here is Sonny Stitt. Sonny Stitt there, from 1981 recording, just in case you forgot how bad he really was. That recorded at the Keystone Corner in San Francisco. And joining Sonny on that recording, recording, we heard Ronnie Cole on alto, John Handy on tenor and alto, Cesar Walton on piano, Herbie Lewis on bass, Billy Higgins on drums, and Bobby Hutchison on vibes. That tune, Laura. Before that, we heard them do The Night Has 1,000 Eyes, and started the set off with Everything Happens to Me. This is WTBR 89.7 FM in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and you're listening to Berkshire Jazz here every Saturday evening from 8 to 10. This is Phil Tierney, your host. We're going to move on to our next group. They call themselves Foreplay, from a 2000 recording. In other words, recorded in the year 2000, entitled Yes Please. Listen here, a tune entitled Robo Bop. Then follow that with Blue Force and a tune entitled Lucky. And the Foreplay are comprised of Bob James on piano, Nathan East on bass, and vocals if you hear any, Lenny Carlton on guitar, and Harvey Mason on drums. Here's Foreplay with Robo Bop. group, Foreplay. The song, entitled Lucky. Before that, we heard the group do the tune entitled Blues Force, and started off the set with Robo Bop. And comprised in the group, Bob James on keyboard or piano, Nathan East on bass, Larry Carlton on guitar, and Harvey Mason on drums. That from my album entitled Yes Please, and recorded in the year 2000. Okay, well, up next, something we don't often play here on Berkshire Jazz. And I should mention, of course, that you're listening to WTBR 89.7 FM in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. This is Berkshire Jazz. I'm your host, Phil Tierney, and what am I talking about up next? Well, vocalist. We don't play a lot of vocalists. I don't have a lot of vocalists. But this young lady is a force in jazz, was a force in jazz. Speaking of Billie Holiday, who is in the news a bit now as a new movie comes out, The USA versus Billie Holiday. I think it's on some singular or station. But it deals with the government's pursuing her, if you will, for her drug use. She was born in 1915. She passed away in 1959, 44 years old. And she was, as I said, one of jazz's greatest song stylists. Her ability to make a song her own by imposing her personality on it in an era when most singers remained faithful to the composer's lead sheet, anticipated many vocalists as stylistic and diverse as Frank Sinatra and later generations Joni Mitchell. During her lifetime, her influence would be heard in a whole school of female vocalists, including June Christie and Chris Connors. Even pop singers like Doris Day and Tony Bennett were inspired by her. She rarely sang blues per se, but her interpretation of pop songs of the day were drenched in the blues. She didn't write many tunes herself, but when she performed the works of others, they took on an autobiographical quality. We're going to listen to some of her early things, recorded in the early 30s. They're short tunes, but some of them you're familiar with, I'm sure. I Cried for You, a tune I hadn't heard, Me, Myself, and I, Without Your Love, probably one of her most, I'll say, famous tunes, Strange Fruit, about the lynchings in the South. Yesterdays, and then God Bless the Child, another one of her trademark songs. And joining her on these, just a Hall of Fame of jazz artists. On the first tune, we'll hear Jonah Jones, Johnny Hodges, Harry Carney, Cozy Cole on drums. Of course, she and Lester Young had a close friendship. It was Lester Young that gave her that nickname, Lady Day. Of course, she responded. I don't know if she responded or his was a response, but she named him the Prez, so you'll hear him as well. So let's listen to some of the music of Billie Holiday. Again, first tune recorded in 1936. Then we'll hear 37, right up to 1941.
blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia, sweet and fresh, then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter crop.
forget them that's not shall lose. So the Bible said, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Yes, the strong gets more while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you got lots of friends crowding round the door. When you're gone and spending ends, they don't come no more. Rich relations give crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. He just don't worry about nothing, 'cause he's got his own.
The very easily recognizable voice of Lady Day. Billie Holiday there. We're going to rejoin Billie Holiday a little later in the show, so stick around. Of course, some of her big tunes there, Strange Fruit and God Bless the Child. And as I say, joined by many outstanding jazz musicians. She was well respected in her trade. This is WTBR 89.7 FM. It's Berkshire Jazz. I'm Phil Tierney, your host, and we're here every Saturday evening. Matter of fact, let's see what I have to say about it. Hello, Phil Tierney here, the host of Berkshire Jazz, where I play all the young tigers and old lions of jazz every Saturday evening from 8 to 10 on WTBR 89.7, Pittsfield Community Radio. Join me Saturday at 8. And if you know someone who likes and enjoys this great American classical music, tell them about us. Spread the word. Jazz is alive and well on WTBR 89.7. Thanks for listening. And if you heard that, you're here. I made that a while ago. I feel funny playing it, actually, because I can, and do, oftentimes say exactly that. All right, well, we're going to continue where we were last week. We were listening to some music from the compilation from Blue Note, the jazz recording label that's so outstanding. And we listened to, let's see, last week, what did we hear? We heard Fats Navarro and Bud Powell as time ran out. And I said we'd get back to it, and here we are. We're back. So who are we going to listen to? Well, we're going to listen to some Elmo Hope with a tune entitled Crazy. And then Miles Davis with a tune entitled Weirdo. So if you think we're heading in a certain direction, no, we're not. And then Kenny Burrell, Gee Baby, Ain't I Been Good to You? Here is Elmo Hope. Yeah, that was Kenny Burrell's guitar. Before that we heard, well, you probably recognize the sound, Miles Davis. And started off with Elmo Hope. All these from the Blue Note compilation. Elmo Hope played Crazy, Miles Davis, Weirdo, and that last tune, G Baby, Ain't I Good to You, from Kenny Burrell, recorded in 1963. The first two recorded in 1954. And you are listening to WTBR 89.7 FM here in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. This is Berkshire Jazz. I'm your host, Phil Tierney, and we're going to continue with some of this music from Blue Note. Some long tracks, so we'll break it up. First, it's Herbie Hancock with a tune entitled Canopy. I'm mispronouncing that Island. You'll recognize the tune anyway. Here's Herbie Hancock. Guadalupe Island. Herbie Hancock, joined there by Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Joe Henderson on tenor sax, Ron Carter on bass, and Tony Williams on drums. And that recorded on February 22nd, 1985 at the Town Hall in New York City. And that from a compilation of tunes from Blue Note entitled The Story of a Modern Jazz. Now, we earlier in the first half of the show heard some of the music of Billie Holiday. And I played it because she has come into the fore once again with a movie, The USA versus Billie Holiday. And I wanted to play that. I said we'd play more, and we will, and we are. She was born Eleanora Harris in Philadelphia, moved to Baltimore, where she had rather, for lack of a better term, wretched childhood. Made her first album, or record, I should say, recording in 1933. We heard some of the early 30s music. Her pre-war sessions with Teddy Wilson established her reputation. She did a stint with Count Basie and Artie Shaw, but drink and narcotics problems, which attended her the rest of her life, held her back, her solo career and film career back. But she worked through the 40s, despite a spell in prison. She began recording for Decca in 1944 and signed with Norman Kranz in 1952. Her voice declined, but her musicianship stayed intact. So we're going to pick it up and listen to some of her music from the 40s and 50s. Trying to find where I am. Here I am. A few tunes that were her trademark. The first tune, Good Morning, Heartache. And then a tune entitled Lady Sings the Blues, which was the title of a movie starring Diana Ross about Billie Holiday. I don't know when that was. I saw it in the theater a long time ago, maybe the 70s. And then a tune entitled Fine and Mellow. And then we'll finish it off with You've Changed. The Fine and Mellow tune is introduced, I should say. You'll hear Billie Holiday's voice respond to the announcer. The announcer is John Cosby. That's the second to the last tune we listened to, Fine and Mellow. But here is Good Morning, Heartache.
Good morning, heartache, you old gloomy sight. Good morning, heartache, thought we said goodbye last night. I turned and tossed until it seemed you had gone. But here you are with the dawn. Wish I'd forget you, but you're here to stay. It seems I met you when my love went away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what's new? Stop haunting me now. Can't shake you no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues, straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache, here we go again. Good morning, heartache, You're the one who knew me when. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, heartache, sit down. Stop haunting me now. Can't shake you no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues, straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache, here we go again. Good morning, heartache, you're the one who knew me when. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, heartache, sit down. Lady sings the blues. She's got 'em bad. She feels so sad. Wants the world to know just what her blues is all about. Lady sings the blues. She tells her side, nothing to hide. Now the world will know just what her blues is all about. The blues ain't nothing but a pain in your heart. When you get a bad start, you and your man have to part. I ain't gonna just sit around and cry, and I know I won't die because I love him. Lady sings the blues. She's got 'em bad. She feels so sad. But now the world will know she's never gonna sing 'em no more. No more.
Billie Holiday is one of a handful of really great jazz singers. Her blues are poetic, highly intense. Playing with her here today are some of the musicians who accompanied her back in the 30s and some of the greatest jazz records ever made. Among the musicians, Roy Eldridge and Doc Cheatham on trumpets, Coleman Hawkins, Lester Young and Ben Webster on saxophone, Vic Dickinson on trombone, Jerry Mulligan on baritone sax, Mal Waldron at the piano, Milt Hinton on bass, Danny Barker on guitar, and O.C. Johnson on the drums. Billie Holiday.
The blues to me is like being very sad, very sick, going to church, being very happy. There's two kinds of blues. There's happy blues and there's sad blues. I don't think I ever sing the same way twice. I don't think I ever sing the same tempos. One night's a little bit slower, next night is a little bit brighter. That's kind of how I feel. I don't know, the blues is sort of a mixed up thing. You just have to feel it. Anything I do sing, it's part of my life.
My man don't love me. He treats me oh so mean. My man, he don't love me. He treats me awful mean. He's the lowest man that I've ever seen. When he starts in to love me, he is so fine and mellow. Love will make you drink and gamble, make you stay out all night long. Love will make you drink and gamble, make you stay out all night long. Love will make you do things that you know is wrong. I'll stay home every day. Just treat me right, baby, and I'll stay home night and day. But you're so mean to me, baby, I know you're gonna drive me away. Love is just like a faucet. It turns off and on. Love is like a faucet. It turns off and on. Sometimes when you think it's on, baby, it has turned off and gone. You've changed. That sparkle in your eyes is gone. Your smile is just a careless yawn. You're breaking my heart. You've changed. You've changed. Your kisses now are so blasé. You're bored with me in every way. I can't understand. You've changed. You've forgotten the words I love you. Each memory that we've shared. You ignore every star above you. I can't realize you ever cared. You've changed. You're not the angel I once knew. No need to tell me that we're through. It's all over now. You've changed. You've forgotten the words I love you. Each memory that we've shared. You ignore every star above you. I can't realize you ever cared. You've changed. You're not the angel I once knew. No need to tell me that we're through. It's all over now. You've changed. You changed.
Lady Day, Billie Holiday there. That recorded in 1957. You've changed. The next year, Billie passed away at age 44. Kind of a sad life. From that regard, short, challenged, drugs and alcohol and the blues. But a monumental force in jazz, influencing other singers and other musicians that heard her. Are you listening to WTBR 89.7 FM here in Pittsfield, Massachusetts? I'm Phil Tierney, your host, and we're going to finish up the day going back to our Blue Note compilation and listen to a tune entitled Sidewinder by Lee Morgan. This was recorded in 1962. And joining Lee Morgan on trumpet here, we'll hear another Joe Henderson again on tenor sax. Barry Harris on piano, Bob Cranshaw on bass, and Bill Higgins on drums. Here's Sidewinder. Well, that about takes us through another 2 hours of jazz here on WTBR 89.7 FM in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I'm Phil Tierney, your host. Join me next Saturday evening when we'll listen to some more from the Blue Note compilation. We'll listen to some Jazz Messengers led by Art Blakey. We'll listen to John Coltrane, Hank Mobley, and then the Legacy group from the Jazz Messengers Legacy group, and Lee Ritenour's new release, Dreamcatcher. Until then, be safe, have a great week. See you next Saturday evening.